Warning. Big Brother is watching you. Big Brother is watching you. Big Brother... Everybody talks about George Orwell. George Orwell is a piece of garbage, and I hope you don't read his literature because he's a cartoon man from silly town. He's not mature, he's just a piece of garbage from a wasted era. He's a piece of garbage and a human turd. He's just a crazy little man in a basement, and his ideas are completely absurd. So before you pledge your allegiance to the state of Panem or join Death Race 2000, you should know that all dystopian fiction is built upon the ideas of a crazy man. Hope you know that George Orwell was born into a British family that had a lot of money. Then he joined the army, 'cause he's an impressionable, ignorant numbskull. He shot an elephant, boy did he shoot a lot of elephants in his day, because the elephant was following its natural nature, and he had to kill the beast 'cause it could slay a lot of people, and the people told him to do it, and he was just like, yeah, okay, because he doesn't have a mind of his own. He's just a pathetic little numbskull. He is a feces, a little feces, and his books are even worse 'cause he's an anti-Semitic and he is a sexist. Didn't you know that? 'Cause he wrote 1984, where the main character is just a stand-in for him, and it's a lot of garbage 'cause he doesn't understand how a government can work. He doesn't understand how a government can work because he's a crazy person with paranoia. And a couple nights ago, I was shocked when Stephen Colbert made a joke about some lady who doesn't like vaccinations, and he said that George Orwell wished that there were vaccinations back in 1946 when George Orwell got pneumonia, but in fact George Orwell thinks vaccines are Orwellian, and in his time there were primitive vaccinations, but he wouldn't take them 'cause he's a libertarian, and he thinks that anything coming from the government must be evil, from income tax to vaccinations. So he died. I would say it's time to look at 1984. The protagonist of 1984 is an ignorant hypocrite, just like George Orwell, who doesn't like communism. And George Orwell implies that even if there's little feminism, then women will lose all their charm. And the main character of 1984 wants to rape a woman that he sees because that's how George Orwell really thinks. Do you call him a genius? Do you call him a dumb? He's so stupid, so very stupid. I just can't believe that you thought he was that smart, 'cause he's a frickin' moron, and his other book is called Animal Farm, and it's garbage because he thinks that just 'cause communism was tried out once, it must try every time it fails. It won't work because he's a crazy person, a cartoon man from silly town, and he doesn't understand the way the world works. And dystopian fiction is garbage because no government is that powerful. Nazi Germany only lasts for 10 years. Soviet Russia only 70. America for 100. Even 200, because it's a better democracy, and Once the everyone doesn't understand what George Orwell is coming across with, because to call it sci-fi is to call Mein Kampf art, because it's just propaganda. It's just propaganda, just nonsense spewed by a moronic mind. He's just a average guy with a stupid pencil mustache. Do you really call him a genius? Because he's not, he's garbage. And it's used by libertarians, not communists, as you may have heard, because George Orwell says that he's a communist, but he doesn't like Soviet Russia, which doesn't make any sense. 'Cause he's a crazy little man from cartoon silly town. Sci-fi, the mark of a measure of a good sci-fi writer is how well they can predict the future. But George Orwell doesn't do that, because he's a moron, and he doesn't understand the way the world works. And 1984 is the most insane garbage I've ever read, because a government can't have that much power without the citizens saying no, because you've got to understand the way that the world works before you make a universe that makes no sense. George Orwell, in his head, he was really dense. You just got to say, don't buy 1984 because it's garbage and it doesn't comprehend the way any government works, because he's crazy. In addition, it has a sad ending, a depressing ending where the protagonists lose, but the protagonist is on the side of George Orwell. So actually it's a happy ending because Big Brother wins. I like Big Brother cause he's fine. The way to say that someone is wrong isn't to make a cartoon out of them, because it's so insane. He doesn't understand the way the world works, because in 1904 there wasn't an evil government, just slap bracelets and twisted sister. Are you this insane? Are you this stupid to buy his garbage? Buy his garbage. Don't 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 buy his garbage.